Welcome to Batanes. Batanes is an archipelago province in the Philippines, situated within the Cagayan Valley region in Luzon. The province of Batanes was founded on 1909. The capital of Batanes is Basco. The towns in Batanes were founded starting from the Basta in 1784, Ivana in 1784, and Mahatao in 1796. The name Batanes derives from the words Ibatan, the local word for the Ibatan people. The island province of Batanes was created by a series of volcanic activities and other geologic forces millions of years ago. Batanes lies at the northernmost tip of the Philippines, where the Pacific Ocean merges with the South China Sea. It is composed of three major islands, namely Batan, which contains the capital town of Basco, Sabtang, and Itbayat. Close by are seven islets including Amianan, which is the closest to Formosa. Thus, Batanes has been identified as the country's potential gateway to East China. Now, let's talk about the geography of Batanes. So, Batanes covers a total area of 219.01 square kilometer and holds a total population of 17,246 people based on the 2015 census. It is the northernmost province in the country and also the smallest both in population and land area. Its capital is Basco, located in the island of Batan. The Batanes has six municipalities, which are the Basco, Itbayat, Ivana, Mahatao, Sabtang, and Uyugan. There are about 29 barangays in Batanes. The spoken language in Batanes are Ibatan, Itbayaten, Isamorogen, Ilocano, Tagalog, and English. The major industries in Batanes is through agriculture, since Batanes is known for having a natural resources, so their main and major source of livelihood is through fishing and farming. The different attraction that can be found in Batanes. The Basco Lighthouse. The six-story tall lighthouse is one of the Basco's most renowned landmarks, together with the lighthouse of Sabtang and Mahatao towns. It was constructed by the former congressman of Batanes. Basco Lighthouse was the first to be finished in 2003. It is located in the Nightingale barangay in San Antonio. The lush green hills in the open sea provide a beautiful backdrop for the lighthouse. The place can be easily reached by a 1.2 kilometer hike from the port of Basco. Its height is 20 meters or 66 feet. The second one is the Diplay Supuan Japanese Tunnel. For a touch of your history on your tour, make sure to visit the Diplay Supuan Japanese Tunnel. Built during the World War II by locals, this interconnected network by the tunnel served as a hideaway of Japanese soldiers. The third one is the Jura Fishing Village. A natural attraction not far from the Mahatao town proper is the Jura Village. The community's primary livelihood is fishing, and to kick off the beginning of fishing season, its members perform the age-old ritual they call Kabay Banu Banu in the hopes of the bountiful catch. If you want to witness this amazing ritual performed, you might want to time your visit in March or April. The fourth one is the Raku Apayuman, or Marlboro Hills. A natural attraction featuring ruler glassland is an idea of view of the coast. Raku Apayuman is one of the most beautiful sights in Batanes. It is often referred to as Marlboro Hills or Marlboro Country by local and travelers. The fifth one is the San Carlos Borromeo Church, a man-made attraction. Mahatao's Parish Church is declared as a National Cultural Treasure in 2001 due to its architectural prowess and its impressive state of preservation. Built during the Spanish colonial era, it is made of stone lime and set to the Baroque architectural style. House of the Kai. If you want to see the oldest stone house ever constructed in the inter-province, the House of the Kai is worth visiting. It must be lost after attraction. The stone house is to retain a original foundation with a kugun and roof replaced every few of decades. Last attraction that you may see in Batanes, the Honesty Coffee Shop. Perhaps Batanes' best known example of its low crime rate is the Honesty Coffee Shop. This novelty cafe does not have any cashier or staff and instead banks on people honestly to pay for the coffee and goods that they got from the store. The festival in Batanes. The first one is the Kulay Festivals, means anything dried. This festival highlights the simply yet colorful food heritage of the Ibatans. They celebrated in cooperation with the local government of Basco, Batanes, and the Philippine Department of Trade and Industry. The main objective of this 5-day feast is to introduce locally manufactured and processed food products like dried products such as onion, garlic, rice, corn, and fish among the others local and foreign tourists visiting their province. The second one is Bayanihan or Payuhan Festival. In the Ibatan language, Payuhan stands for cooperation, which is truly evident in this 5-day every June. In this event, a province-wide procession is done to recall the route of evangelization. Communities and schools conduct the Ibatan Olympics to pay the tribute to their native game. Another highlight of this fiesta is the Kanun Kanun Kabanuhan or the Unity Launch, a government-founded celebration for everyone. The third one is the Palu Palu Festival, held every first week of August. It is one of the most seized feasts in the Philippines. It is the one wherein people get to have a glimpse of the rich of lands of Batanes. It is also the perfect time to have a taste of their cuisines and discover more about their history. This yearly festival of the Batan in Basco Batanes centers on the livelihood and culture. Coming from the word itself, Palu-Palu is the used stick Ibatans in the vows combat to their colonizers. The last one is Vulcanayi Festival. Sabtaang Island has just held the first ever Bakul Kanayu Festival this year. Starting from April 25 to 27, activities are made from the indigenous outdoor games and cultural shows to colorful parades and street dancing competition. Bakul is the headgear worn by women and Kanayu were best wrap for men when they work, and it was from the Philippine date palm and they are still worn after this day. The food and delicacies here in Batanes. When the islands, you will notice the most Batanes food or dishes are served in the big green leaf. Those leaves are called bulong or breadfruit leaves or kibaya in Filipino. Traditionally, meals are served in this leaf for easy wrapping. Not to mention that it's environmentally friendly too. As for utensils, we customarily use our hands. It may seem difficult at first, but it's local. It is like to be best of homey way to eat Batanes food. The first one is Ubed, called as Tabtab in Sabtang, one of the 3 inhabited islands in Batanes. Ubed or Ubod is one of those Ibatan comfort food. It's basically made of finely grated corn, which is found in the base of trunk of banana plant, that mixed with duck beef or pork and minced cheese. Afterwards, it was seasoned with onion, garlic, salt, and pepper. This will be rolled into balls or served as an either with or without broth. Second one is a common fish that you can be find in the island is gibang or flying fish. Yes, it does fly or live out of the water, a defense mechanism to evade predators. To date, it has different variations other than simply frying as it is, such as latabin. You are familiar with kinilaw style or preparing fish meat in the Philippines or simply ceviche? If yes, then the batin is very similar to this. Dibang or any kind of fish is drenched in vinegar and calamansi juice as well as mixed and minced ginger, onion, and garlic. May tahes, or 1 day old. After the fish is cleaned and opened up, it will be marinated with salt, vinegar, and garlic and then light under the sign of light to dry. The third one is buns. This is dish for the father used to prepare a lot for our family. This is made of preserved gabi or taro, stock which is technically lasts for years. It is typically Batanes food. The gabi stock is the first soaked in water. Afterwards, it will be cut into mice and cooked together with the pork and patola or sponge ground. You could surely think it is another version of laing, a Bicol specialty in the Philippines. The fourth one is paye. Paye or lobster abundant in Batanes, so a human use one of the easily bought for as cheap as $150 or $3. Indeed, it could be imagined when my family moved out to Batanes, I found out that my favorite paye is ridiculously expensive in the city. The last one is the root crops. The Batanes Island are abundant with crops, namely wakay, sweet potato, dukay, yam, uve, another type of yam, and sudi, Taro. Culture and traditions in Batanes. There are no other cultures in the Philippines have mastered the rages of seasonal typhoons as the Ibatan. Their culture is a product of long history, struggles, and adaptation to typhoons, the rough seas, and the meager resources. It exemplifies the harmonious relationship of people with their environment. Locals still wear traditional articles of clothing like the bakul, a headpiece made of the fibers from buyaboy palm, which is used to protect the wearer from sun and rain. Local cuisine features it simply yet hearty, using fresh ingredients and especially seafood. Authentic Ibatan cuisine includes exotic dishes like ubod, composed of fish, bananas, and local herbs, yellow ginger rice, and coconut crab. The houses. Before the coming of the Spaniards, the Ibatan lived in a very small and low cocoon houses, well situated to maximize the protection against strong winds. The Spaniards introduced large-scale production of lime. For now, construction is now the famous traditional Ibatan stone houses, with exceptionally thick kugon roofs that could withstand the strongest typhoon. The stone of houses of Batanes are built to withstand typhoons, with walls and roofs and 1 meter thick, and small and narrow window. The Ibatan kitchen is built separately around a great stove. It is the most important part of the house and remains warm and safe during a typhoon. There are different kinds of houses: the Pansiyanan or farmhouse, the Pangasiyan or house where is salt made, and the Kamindit or boat house. Getting there in Batanes. You are compelled to take the plane when you visit Batanes from mainland Luzon. Batanes is primarily reached by air, and travel time from Manila can take 1 to 2 hours depending on the airline. Daily flights from Manila Domestic Airport to Batanes are available. One can likewise fly or ride a bus from Manila to Tuguegarao City in Cagayan Province, and from there, take 19-seating plane or chartered 8-seater plane in Basco, Batanes. So come, let's see the Batanes, a beautiful island out there.